I am late. It was a long one at work today, and I just made it back in time. Well, I just made it back in time for my tea. So I've just had some food and I've rushed in to say hello and to get doing some carving. Just putting my gloves on, and then we'll go from there. Let's move this out of the way. Get a thumbs up. Okay, gloves are going on. 2 reasons. I've cut my thumb. So I'm really intrigued to know, when I get some of you regulars on, if you can hear me okay. Because I bought a new mic. Okay, where were we? Let's I feel like I'm all at sea with getting my stuff set up tonight. You're used to it by now with me though, all of you. Hammers, chisels. Let's move some material. How's everyone's week been? Do a tap. Brilliant voice. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? That's a really good start. Let's go for a tap. We did a tap. Are we happy with the tap? Phone fell over. Not charged it, that's the problem there. Oh, come on. 2 times it's fallen over now. It's not good, is it? Sounds excellent. Ooh. Take that. Sounds excellent. Can't do much more than that, really. Well, that's good. So, it's a little cordless mic what clips onto my jacket. So, actually, it was fairly cheap. And one thing I'm quite happy with, you get 3 of them in the packet, so multiple people can use it. Or I can put them around areas of the workshop. They just clip on, rechargeable, put a connector into the phone, a receiver. That's going to be the only downside. I have to charge through the receiver, which I don't have the right cable at the minute. So, but we'll see how we get on. We've got 70% battery life. Let's see how far we get with that. What's everyone been up to this week? This is live for real. We've got a call and this is live for real. This is live. You're going to see me drop my phone, break stone, get bits of stone chips in my mouth, not in my eyes, so I've got my safety specs on. I'm working with my hammer, chisel, different selection of chisels. There's probably close to 40 chisels on there. We've got 5 or 6 hammers we work our way through, and we're moving some material. And we're carving this logo, which is Joro, British company making diamond coated tools, which we use at the TheStoneRanger, and they're very good. They're not paying me to say that. They are genuinely very good. So for any of you on there, if Bry's on, I need to do me a favour. I need to remember, once I've finished this live, to ring my dad to ask him if he'll pick Lily up from college tomorrow, because my mum's not very well. So if any of you are on there, if you can remind me of that when I leave, that'd be brilliant. Don't forget, if you're just tuning in, stick a thumbs up on there. What does Joro mean? So Joro, just looking for a brush. Joro is a British company what make cutting and diamond tools. So there's one here for an example. They make grinding discs and all sorts of other bits and bobs. But that's what I use them for. Really good quality. Last a decent amount of time. I've spoke to a few other people, builders mainly, who've since I've started working with Joro, and have all had great feedback from them, saying how good they are. A couple asking if I can get a few free products from them, from Joro. You'll have to excuse me if I sound a bit nasally. I've been full of cold, fed up of blowing my nose. I feel like I'm just starting to get to the right side of it now, but it's taken some doing. So yeah, Joro are a company what provide cutting discs. Five thumbs up. Let's try and get to 10. Let's try and get to 10. We've got a bit of time. I'm sure we can. Hopefully we'll see a few regulars on. Nice to see Connor. Bry's on, and maybe we'll get Luke, Ryan, Black Lion sometimes drops in. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, drop them in the chat. Turn my fan up a little bit on there. There we go. That's better. You know, when I left doing this last week, I remembered I needed to put that piece of wood a bit tighter on top. As soon as I've started carving, I've remembered. And if I've got another piece kicking about, screw on there. Can't see one. need to get a bit of something in there, don't I? Not quite right, that. Anyone been working on anything this week? I don't have a kettle in the new workshop, but I did make myself a coffee before I came over. So that's not so bad. I will have a kettle in the new workshop eventually. To be honest, I've been that busy, not done too much with the new workshop. I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it. I feel like I'm waiting for, every time I feel I've got a bit of time, it's freezing. It's been like, it's warmer now, but it was really cold when I had a bit of time a couple of weeks ago. I feel like when it gets a little bit mild, I'll be more inclined to spend a bit of time. And truth be told, I've been going swimming in an evening, which has been really nice. I had this horrible chest, like I was saying about with my nose and stuff. This horrible chest of this leftover bug what people have been having. So I joined the local leisure centre. The swimming really helped shift it so I could breathe again properly in the steam room and whatever. And then the swimming really helped with that on my chest. So it felt like it was turning into a chest infection. It was horrible. But so I've been going swimming, which is nice. Met some nice people there. I've been trying to do 1,000 meters a day. Some days I've done double. Today I didn't do as many. It was so full this morning. I only managed 500 before I had to go to work. I've been getting around there between 5:45 and 7, and then swimming for a bit. And if it's really busy, it's not that easy with the lanes, but I'll go in the steam room a bit, and I'll at least do 500 meters. There is a gym there as well. I didn't want to go in the gym while I had the cold, because I thought it might just put me back a bit. It might be pushing it a little bit too much. I do like the cross trainer though. The old gym I used to go to before we moved was with a cross trainer. That was nice. So, not done anything in the workshop while it's been cold, and I've been doing that. But it'll be fine. I'll be finding that balance between it all soon. Especially with the nights, noticeably slightly longer. Which is nice. It's lovely, to be fair. So I'm going to look now for my point chisel, which is here. We'll move a bit of this material here. Flatten it off. I know I'm looking forward to the warm weather coming, because my chickens have gone from laying 3 to 4 eggs a day to 1 and 2s. It's more like 2s, but it's we had a little mild spell, and they were really laying well, and this cold spell's just knocked them back a bit. What have we got here? Join Friday Night Fishing Club. I do like fishing. I'm having a good day. How about yourself? And what are we fishing for on a Friday night? Or we're just talking fishing? Tell me more about Friday Night Fishing Club. I am a fisherman. Okay, we've got less than 400 to go on subscribers to 10,000. At last count, we had like 380, roughly. 370. Sorry. Can you see what I'm doing with this point chisel? I'm leveling this off. They've got two different types here. Well, they're the same type, but at different stages of life. This one is very sharp, and it's quite aggressive. This one, a lot more rounded. I actually prefer this one. And then I've got one more up here, which is very similar to this, which is not actually mine. Needs returning to its owner. See, it's a lot. It's not digging in as much. I don't know if you can notice that. So if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm carving this logo for a company called Joro. It's a British company what make diamond tools. They've sent me some free tools to try out, which I've actually tried before without realising it was them. Really good. Asked around about them, had some great feedback, and I've used the tools a little bit, and I'm impressed. I've not used them for their whole period of a lifespan to give you a full feedback on them, but so far, really happy. Seem very quality, and also seem like really nice lads at their depot, their headquarters. So yeah, I'm impressed with him. So I'm carving this, and then they'll have this hung up somewhere in the office or the door or the entrance maybe. So I'm carving this in a piece of Derbyshire gritstone. Nice piece. I'm going to trim up the edges a little bit more. The reason I haven't got this one perfectly trimmed up on the outside already, all this material here has got to be moved. So this is all going to sit back, this material, 10 mil, possibly the same as whatever this finish height is. So it pops out. So it's really, really popping forward and looking nice when you hang it up, and then it'll have a little chamfer just to neaten the edges up there. A nice polished piece of stone. So it'll look really good. We're right at the beginning of this, and I'm using tungsten tip tools. Got a selection of up to maybe 40 hammers, different types of hammers kicking about. So if you have any questions while I'm carving tonight, I'll be here till about 9 o'clock, which I am every Wednesday, 7 till 9, and then try and get a couple of little shorts, maybe a tutorial video in where I can along the way. So on the channel, there is over 300 videos for you to get involved in and have a look at. Lots of ways of teaching you how to stone carve, and there's also some videos out there on what tools you'll need. So that could be tools, cheapest kit, for example, on the internet we've reviewed. And then we've reviewed some really expensive Italian tungsten tools. Lots of projects I'm going about, how to carve your own house sign, make your own bird bath, how to go about it. There's lots on there for you to have a go. So if you get 5 minutes, you should, if you're new to the channel, go and have a look at it, see what you think. See if you enjoy it. I'm trying to find something just to wedge under there. So what's this comment while I'm doing this? I love white sea fishing every Friday night. Me and my mate have a channel called Friday Night Fishing Club. Nice. Well, I'll have a look. I like fishing. I've got children, so I don't go out on a Friday night. They're all actually old enough, but sea fishing, I love white. Nice. Sounds like a bit of me. I will definitely subscribe. Sub for a sub. 10 thumbs up. That's nice. So I don't want to unscrew it all. Just call this a bush fix, shall we? Just taking a little bit of that bounce out of there. Like I'm at the pub with a beer mat. If it works, then perfect. This is a new easel. My old easel I had honed in and just refined perfectly. This is a new easel, and just getting it how I perfectly want it. Another reason why this is happening, actually, just thinking that, it's because this stone's not cut. This is only roughly cut with a handsaw. It's not been cut on the big saw to make it perfect square. So if there's a slight angle on that, it's pinching on the wood at the back and not at the front. So that'll be one of the reasons. Yeah, well, I will definitely sub. Thank you for the sub, and I'll be subbing. And then Friday night, look out for the TheStoneRanger in the chat. How's the channel going? If you don't mind me asking, are you happy with it? Is it growing well? What type of subscribers are we at? Are we making plenty of people subscribe on a Friday night? Are they finding it interesting? 11 thumbs up. Take that. So the aim is 10. Most we've ever had on one live video is like 100 and something. But we'll take 10. Anything above that is a bonus. Talking about views, I had a quick look on the overall view counter of the channel so far. 2 million coming up to. We say 2 million in this day and age is like it's not actually a very big number. It's a small number. You know, when you look at people's videos of 45 million here and bits and bobs there, but I'm quite happy with that 2 million. And to be close to the 10,000 subscriber count, I'm also happy with that. Well, it's good. 700s. It's amazing. Like I was just saying about the million, when you see these people with so many subscribers and so many views, you think, wow. And we just take it for granted, them views now, because we see them so much. It's with social media. But when you're actually in the world of YouTube and you're the one getting 700 subscribers, it's an effort. There's a lot goes into that. There's a lot goes into it. It's yeah, it makes you appreciate each single one. Well, you've definitely gained at least 2 tonight. So you've gained me, and Bri will go on there. Bri's a fisherman as well, so I'm sure he'll have a good old look round. So I'm not a sea fisherman. I'm a coarse fisherman, and actually would like to, as much as this will go against my 2 friends I fish with regularly, I'm actually going to try a little bit more fly fishing at times this year, just because there's a fly fishing pond very close to my house, and also I think it'll make me an all-round better fisherman to understand it a bit more. So yeah, I'm a coarse fisher. I love catching barbel and tench and bream and crucians and roach and perch. Done a bit of sea fishing, not too much. Obviously, living in the Peak District, it's not ideal for sea fishing. and I got the carp trend out of my system at quite a young age. Before it became fashionable, I'd got it out of my system, and was done with it really, the carp. So Bri, just while I'm on there, check on the thing, we're happy with the mat. Everything seems to still be working okay. Tell you what, even though I've got these gloves on to try and keep my hands warm, they're cold. It's cold in here tonight. All fine. Well, that's good. That was a good purchase. So my next job after this one is a couple of pet memorials. But I think what I'll do in between is do a logo. I think a logo is a really good way to get people to engage with the channel. Something people recognise, something people can relate to. It's quiet in the chat tonight, bro. Did you speak to Dave about his back? What am I doing today? Marcus, I am carving this piece of stone, which is for the Joro, a company called Joro, which make cut and grinding discs, and a few other little bits in there. They make a few like diamond tip hole saws and bits and bobs. Really good British company. They sent them through. I've actually used them before, and they are really good. Happy with it. And then in return for them sending me a few bits to trial on the channel, I'm going to carve their logo. So I'm going to cut all this material around here. I'm going to do it lower. I'm actually going to use that disc I just showed you, but I'm just going to, I'll film that separately, not a live, not really the best live for a grinder and a dust. Film that separately, make it into a little short. Yeah, so I'm just carving this out with my nylon hammer, mainly my 8mm chisel at the minute, and maybe a little 6mm. That's the plan, and we're getting there slowly. So at the minute, really, we're just moving material. We'll move it all, and then we'll start neatening it up, making it look pretty and lovely, and get some shadow lines in there, some definition in places. Yeah, poor old Dave is suffering with his back. I'm also trying out a new mic. So I normally use my AirPods, but we've had a slight problem with them, and it's not a settings problem because I've been through all the settings and adjusted them, that they're picking up me talking fine when on a live feed, but you're losing this background noise of the hammering. I'm not sure if one of the mics in there is packed up, but and it doesn't come across as well if you can't hear the hammer, because you've just got this, like it's pretend, like you're not actually working. So with feedback from some of the guys on last couple of lives, not happy with it, I've gone for it. I bought a mic. So we're trying out the mic, and so far we've had good feedback on the mic. Keep everybody happy. Well, truth to be said, I've not been live too much recently as often, because I moved house in November and stopped doing a few lives, the build up to that, because it was busy, and I only started going live really again January time. So yeah, I've not done too many. This is probably my third one this year, but I'm back at it every Wednesday now. Now the house move's all done and we're settled in. Yeah, we're still at it, and we're actually coming up to 10,000 subscribers. We're about 370 away, which sounds a lot, but I'm sure we'll get there soon. Actually, I was convinced we'd get there before the new year, and we definitely would have done, because we were on a real good trend of going up, and the videos were doing great, and the lives were getting lots of people, anything from 5,000 to 54,000 people watching. So we had real good momentum, but with stopping for the moving house, We've got to build it up again. But we'll get there. We'll keep on it. YouTube likes a trier. He likes it when you're regular. So, regularly going live. So that's what we've got to do. You're already subscribed. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Do appreciate all the people who are subscribed. It's I know we talk about new subscribers, but I appreciate all you guys who are on there, and all the people who stick a thumbs up on the video when we're on a live, or if it's a short that comes out. Taking the time to stick a thumbs up on there or a little comment really helps. The algorithm of YouTube's it's really nice to get it out there and get new people seeing what we're doing. I was nearly going to be making a lot more live videos last week. I got called into a redundancy meeting. Can you imagine? Horrible. Yeah, so I thought, oh God, if I come out here and they're telling me I'm going to be made redundant, I'll have to go do a bit of stonework until I find a new role. And I thought, well, I'll pester everyone on YouTube with some lives. For your benefit, they didn't make me redundant. Unfortunately, 10 members of my team, so my team I work in, of staff, is 14, 2 of which are trainees, so they're on a 1-year contract anyway, so don't really count them so much. But there was a chance of them getting a job at the end. That's gone now. So there's 12 of us, and out of 12, 2 of us have kept our job, and I'm one of them, so I'm very grateful for that. So it's I could have been making YouTube videos all day, every day. Could have been my life, just live streaming all the time. Wouldn't have paid the bills. Keep up the great work, thank you. The new house, honestly, it's incredible. So I don't know if you know the Peak District. So I lived in a place right in the middle of the Hope Valley. Beautiful place, really nice. Not a built-up area. I lived on a private street of 8 houses. No through road, semi-detached, nice. But we've bought a small holding, I suppose you call it, really, or well, it will be. So it's chickens, goats, bees, nice big pond, an Airbnb at the bottom for people to stay in and run as a business. Amazing big workshop compared to what I had before, which I'm building, and a lovely house with a log burner. It is incredible. All the kids have got more space. Me and my wife have got a lot more space. The dogs, I can't fault it. I generally can't fault it. I could keep going on and on, but I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, really. But it's I don't know the right word to say, but it's a beautiful, beautiful house in a beautiful location. My closest neighbour is, without joking, is probably, if I was to walk to his house, it's maybe 1/4 of a mile. Put it this way, I can't put my head out to find out which colour bin is put out if I forgot what colour bin night it is. Do you know the Peak District? Ooh. We're on the unlucky 13, thumbs up. Anyone going to take us to 14? Yeah, it's. I've never lived in a city. We came very close to living in Sheffield. There was a really nice house, just wasn't city centre, it was on the edge. It was very nice, I really liked it. Probably the train line put us off. But I was quite excited about living a bit more city. We've never living in the city and been from the country. That newness of that, quite like the idea of. We didn't in the end, and I'm glad we didn't, but there was definitely an appeal for me. Well, whoever you were who put it to 14, thank you. We don't want that unlucky 13 hanging around. Like the video myself. I've not liked it on my. How would I like it myself on my phone? How would I do that? If I was to double tap the screen I'm running it through. Good to know though. So I'll not try and do that myself. Someone once told me the same. I think it was my daughter once told me the same thing about TikTok. And I remember at the time thinking, if they don't like it, why would he let you do it? Why would you think they'd take that function away from you? Do I have any other projects coming up? Yeah, I've got loads of projects coming up. So I'm going to go for a logo, a recognisable logo in between this and the next. The one after that is a couple of pet memorials, simple stepping stones. I think it's nice to do something what people can connect with. I tell you what to do really well, like brand logos or 90s British TV programs like Thundercats or Power Rangers, that type of thing people really connect with. I've had some great success with that. I like to throw a few of them in just to do them and then put them around the new workshop. I enjoy doing them. I like having the no pressure of it being for an actual customer. Then I've got charity. I don't know if you've heard it called Men's Club. So there's a men's club charity I'm going to do a carving for. That's a football crest, which are always popular. And then after I've done one of them, I get bombarded with messages saying, how much for one of these? Can I have one of these? Would you make me one of these? And out of this probably 30 requests, 2 of them are actual worth pursuing and goers where people actually want them. So I've got that coming up, and then I've got another piece I'm doing with, which will be an award. I'm carving an award on a piece of stone, which will be given out, and it's called We Hike Together. So it's a company what help people out when they go hiking together, people with disabilities. Looking forward to that. The outside awards. And what other projects have I got coming up? I have as many charity pieces as I want, really. I get quite a few people asking me for charity pieces. I'd like to do a balance between mixed of paid and charity work. I wasn't doing much paid work last year, but this year I'd like to do a little bit more. I think it's nice to keep some coppers in the bank and pay some. It takes pressure off the full-time job wage if you have a little bit spare. And if I can do that while I'm carving on YouTube, that's brilliant. Oh, I've got a new house sign to do for the new house. The one I've got's got a hedgehog on it, and my wife really doesn't like it, so I told her to have a little think about what she wants, and we'll be carving that. Nice work, thank you. So what have we got here? Let's have a look. Yeah, that could be right, Marcus. I remember a few creators talking about it some years ago, and they were being penalised just for replying to comments. YouTube thinks they're inflating figures. No, well, we don't want to be doing that. Stone finally got those chisels you recommended. It took a while for them to get here, but they're pretty good. A bit short for my hands, but I've gotten used to them. Yeah, that is probably a downside to them. They're not the longest in the world. Yeah, but if you can get to grips with them, they're not bad for the money. So these chisels we're on about, Jim's on about here. These chisels are the cheapest chisels you can buy online. £14 delivered. And Jim might be able to correct me, but I think you possibly get 8 chisels in that. So what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's 6 chisels in there. And they're good. The hardened steel, got a wrap around them. They work well. They last well. There's a full video on my channel reviewing them. So if you come across this channel and think, I'd like to have a go at this, but you don't want to spend big money just to see if you like it, there are some chisels online you can buy to give this a go, very cheap. And then if you want to progress from there, there's more videos on the channel about the next stage of chisel you want. The only thing you don't get is a hammer. But to start with, you could make a hammer, or you could use something you've found around the house, like a claw hammer maybe, just to try it, and then think about progressing from there. So what's the project you've been working on with your chisels, Jim? I really enjoyed the chisel. The Nottingham Forest one, yeah. I've been asked to do another Nottingham Forest one, but I'd like to delay that really. Do you know, so when you do multiple ones of the same in a row, like I did Everton and Sheffield United, it'd be nice to do a new club. So, yeah, so it's going to be Rotherham next, and then we've got from there. Derby wouldn't be a bad one. There's been a few people asking for Derby recently. Derby, I live in Derbyshire, so it's I wouldn't mind doing Derby. I really enjoyed the Chesterfield one. So that was one of the first lives I did as well, and it took me just under 7 hours. I was live carving for that. A lot of work went into that. I was emotionally and mentally exhausted after that one. All that talking for all that time. I mean, I like talking. That was a lot of talking. So what we got here, look, I really enjoyed the charity lives. The charity lives are good. I really enjoyed them. And the other set I got, they set of 4 carbon tip ones. I was looking for those leather grip ones, but they, just because they were sharper, it's less now, but some proper stone. Yeah, I find that people, so go to the garden centre, see what you can find. Or local quarry, or local cutting yard, what's cutting stone. Even a builder's merchant might have something kicking about. See what you can find there. And if it's slate you want, when I first started, I even went to B&Q and bought a packet of slate floor tiles and had a go on them. They're not ideal, but they work. You can practice on them. The only ones I'd really avoid, something I would not give anyone, tell anyone to do, is river stone. People think, oh, the river's full of stone, I'll get some of that. These stones are round for a reason. So they started off as a big stone, they've tumbled and tumbled and tumbled, and the only bit left is the centre, and that's the hardest bit. And your chisels will bounce off them. It's really difficult stone to practice on. It's carvable, but it's difficult. Not a good starting stone, river stone. So Marcus, if you liked the charity pieces, is there so I get plenty of people asking me. I get to choose really. Is there a charity out there that is close to you? What you would want to see me work with, or is there a club? Or it doesn't have to be football. Is there a team out there that you'd like to see me carve, which then I could team up with a charity? $15 thumbs up. That's nice. Well, that's what it says on my screen, and we've still got this problem. So what I'm doing now, where I textured this a little bit, just leaving this for a minute because I don't want to bash into the camera. I'm going to check the distance. I'm just taking the top off this, where I textured it up. Nice big 10mm flat chisel. Just take it off the top. I will texture it back up again, but with a neater, tighter process. Yeah, so I avoided the redundancy for now, but you never know. Well, you'll know if it happens because I'll just be on YouTube all the time making videos until I find a new job. Saying, like my channel, I've been made redundant. I'll play the sympathy card. I have been telling the people what are getting made redundant. I think there's possibly 15 in total. Well, let's face it, it seems sad now and it's not great, but you've got to make sure you turn red lights into green lights in life and put positive on them. Once you've initially had that down, feeling demotivated, and it's a bit of a shit one, you have got to pick yourself up. And it actually, sometimes the universe has a weird way of working, and it can work out for the best. We like green lights. Something, let's have a look here. A couple of things I struggle with starting getting the lighting right. Okay, yeah. A desk lamp is always good for that. And getting used to the grain of the stone. Yeah, different stones, tricky. Slate is really tricky because it's in layers, and the cheaper the slate, the more layers it is, not tight. So Welsh slate's really tight and you can carve it beautiful like butter. A Portuguese slate is very thin layers and there's like voids between them, so it's not as good quality. And when carving that sometimes can be a problem when you're practicing. We've done the green lights. Good sharpening pad handy. Yeah, the carbon ones do hold the edge a lot longer and a lot better quality chisel. These look razor sharp and they are sharpened to a fine point. And there's two reasons for that. Is I mean, it helps them sell them, but they can also sell them also as wood carving chisels. I think they try and pass them off as both on different websites. So they are very sharp. They do carve well and they do hold an edge, but nowhere near as long as these tungsten ones and the carbide ones. You have got a better quality set of chisels there. And there's also, you might have bought these ones. These ones are quite short. These hold an edge quite well. These are nice chisels. They've got the carbide inset there. Slightly more expensive. In between the two we just spoke about. Also very short, but are good chisels. How's it coming through on the screen? Is it starting to look alright? We've got the shadow markings right. So let me know how you think it's started, how we're getting on. Obviously got a lot of work to go. If you weren't tuning in earlier, this outer piece here we're going to carve more. It's actually going to drop down to the same level as this. That'll possibly be 10 mil when we're finished. So this will really pop out. So this will be raised, Joro will be raised, nice and low, nice and polished on the outside, texture in the middle so it stands out. All lovely. All this will be neatened up. We're just roughing it out in a minute. And then when this is dropped and neatened up, it'll have a nice little, to be honest, I was going to say a 45 on there, but I'm going to go for a half bullnose round because I feel the Joro lettering's round, the logo's round, and I think that soft feel will just lend itself well to their logo. That nice edging on there. So I'm going to try and move a bit of material closer to you guys. You'll have to excuse me if I hit the camera. If I do, what I'll do, I'll move away. I'm working in another area. But it'd be nice to get this all shifted. It's I feel like I'm messing with fire though, with a hammer so close to the camera. 8:15 already. That's flown by. So any of you who've been working on projects, they don't have to be stone as well. Even if it's just practicing, don't forget to send them in. So you can email any pictures of anything you've been working on, or if you just want some advice and don't want to put it on YouTube, don't feel it's right to put it on there, and you want to send it in to me and ask me questions, feel free to. Or if you want to send me some pictures of what you've been working on, send that in, and if you like, I can put it on the channel so everyone else who's part of the TheStoneRanger community, which is, I can't say 10,000 strong yet, but we're on our way. We're on our way to the mighty 10,000. So if you want your work to get seen by a few of them guys, send it in. They'd love to see it. $20 would be amazing. You're right, Bri. 20 would be amazing. Jimmy, if I'm not on a live and you've got any questions, like I was just saying, email in. So the email address is, Brian, who's a moderator here, might be able to put it on the screen. So it's TheStoneRanger08@gmail.com. So TheStoneRanger08@gmail.com. I was tempted to stick it somewhere on the easel. Oh, there we go. Might have to just move you a bit. Time for a bit of movement. Nice. It's I'm doing some dry stone walling classes this spring, summer. I need to just pick a date in the diary. I'm going to France in April. I was going to go for April, but I'm going to France in April volunteering. So it might have to be May. So I'll pick a date in the diary and I'm going to stick it out there. I'm going to do 2 dates. I'm going to teach dry stone walling completely free of charge. Just get you sent to the Peak District. I'm also thinking about going to the stonemason convention in Huddersfield. I think that's, did someone say that was in, did you say April or May for that? Brian will remember. I'm also doing a festival, stone carving festival. Not a stone carving festival, start again. I'm doing a soul skin festival, which is like a, how would I describe it? It is a Nordic themed festival. It's probably, I can't think of the way to describe it. Give me a minute, let me think about this. Viking. So it's a Viking themed festival. So it's a Viking themed festival. It's in June, and people who go to this festival drinking mead and dressed up are going to have 2 days of stone carving with me, the TheStoneRanger. It's a few hundred people there last year, and I think this year they're hoping for it to be twice as big. So that'll be nice. It's quite a new, young festival. Yeah, I think they're hoping for about 600 people in total. So that'll be nice. May, that was it. May. The festival, the Viking festival, is in June. It's Glastonbury weekend. And it looks great. So it's called Soul Skim. Full weekend, camping on site. It's lots of meat, lots of people. There's fire walking. They do a big sacrifice in the middle. They'll make a wooden ram, whatever the theme is that year. So they had a ram last year. They set fire to it. The festival's officially closed on that day. There's got lots of dancing. There's tattooists. There's all sorts going on. You sat around a big. There's different levels of tickets. So if you're in the VIP bit tickets, you sat around this big long table, grand table like Odin's table, and there's big old hog roast and stuff, and people coming around with horns of food and horns of drinks, shouting "Skoll." So I go. Part of the deal is I get to go to the feast, the banquet, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen what some of the guys wear to do it. I'm not sure I can rock up in a hoodie and trainers, so I might have to really consider getting myself a Viking outfit for the weekend. So I've got to have a proper stall and teach people there, which would be nice. So it's the teaching bit, no problem. I teach it all the time at work at that level of what I'll expect from these guys. I'd like to carve some stuff. I'd like to carve their logo, actually. Whoever it was asking me earlier, I think it's Marcus, up and coming project. Soul Skin Festival logo. I'm going to carve that. So that's exciting. Because it's so long away, June, it's not fully on my radar yet. Where is the Viking Festival? It's in Leamwood. 2 great big massive fields in Leamwood, and they have big generators. It's a really big setup. They've got a Facebook, Instagram page for anyone who wants to get more details about that. One more to 20. So if to go to the Stonemason Festival in May, it'd be lovely to have some subscribers there. Really like the idea of that, meeting a few people. So as it gets closer to the time, we'll have to ask if anybody's going. No, that's not it. It's in the Peak District. It's called Solskin. I think actually, if you were on my channel, I put a link. I put a bit of a poster to it on the community tab a couple of weeks ago, just before I moved, so a couple of months ago. So going back to the charity work we do, talking about with Marcus earlier, if there's any charities out there, any of you feel really strongly about and you'd like to see me work with, or to raise some money for, where we give away a carving, don't be afraid to shout them out. It can be the smallest charity, smallest localist charity, or it can be the biggest one. If it means something to you and helps you and your family out at some point, let me know. If you want to send me a little bit of an email with a bit of a backstory to it, then do that. And maybe we'll try and work with them. It's nice. We've got the luxury position to pick who we want to work with. And I want to make sure I work with charities what means something to me, but also to the subscribers. You put in the time to watch me and interact and like my channel. My channel would be nothing without you guys. So if a charity means something to you all, send me who you'd like me to work with. I'll contact them and see if we can go from there. What have we got? I don't think they sacrifice vegans. No, it's a they put a lot of time to it. It's a guy called Robert, and he makes it out of like scrap bits of pallets, and it looks really good. What the sacrifice they make, it's like a Trojan horse, big old thing it is. They were telling me how nice the mead is the other day, and I'm thinking, 20 thumbs up, thank you. Whoever that was with the 20th, big thank you to you. They were telling me how the mead's lovely and how they really like it. I'm thinking, that's no good for me, drinking lovely mead, if I've got to run a stone carving course for 2 days. I wonder if they do alcohol-free mead. 21. 21 thumbs up. That's fantastic. Really happy with that. So thank you all. Still got half an hour to go. So I'm not getting my hopes up on this. But there was a rumour my wife was doing some baked apples tonight for after I'd finished with some custard. Not getting my hopes up just in case, but there was 2 lovely big fat juicy cooking apples on the side and a packet of brown sugar, and I'm hoping they've been in the I would say oven, but it's air fryer nowadays, isn't it? Some nice homemade custard. That would be nice. Not good for the calorie count with the swimming, but gotta replenish the stocks. I'll be like a fish tomorrow morning swimming up and down that pool after a baked apple and custard. So yeah, going back to the dry stone walling courses, what's free? Yeah, so it's completely free. All it's going to be a first come first serve basis, and you're going to be in a lot better chance of getting a spot if you're already a subscriber to the channel. So I will do a video very shortly, or soon. Very shortly makes it sound like I'm going to do it tonight. I'm not. Going to just wait till I've got a nice sunny day, and we'll do it. Letting you know the dates when I've picked the dates, and it will be in the Peak District. It'll be over a couple of days. I'd like to give the option of a weekend and a weekday. I know in a couple of weekdays there. Yeah, first come, first serve. I'll have the tools you'll need. All you'll need is to bring some safety boots, some gloves ideally, and some snap. And if you're staying over, somewhere to stay, plenty of campsites around if you need to. And I'll give you a couple of days of free dry stone walling lessons, and hopefully it's a skill you can pick up, take away, and do what you like with, whether you want to go off and do some farm walling with your newfound skill for your local farmer in your area, which you'll be more than grateful to have some help, whether you want to fall in love with it and keep it going and learn even more, and sign up to get your different qualifications in dry stone walling, or you just want to use it around the house, in the garden, looking after the garden, or on the land you've got, or maybe it's just on a bucket list and you want to tick it off. So first come, first serve, and it'll be possibly 10 people per session. And I'd like to run, well, I can't make my mind up whether to run it is a day session or a 2-day session. 2-day session, it was my first initial thought to stay over, but would that be limiting for people? I'm better off running individual days. But I know once you've had a full day walling and you've drove some time to get to the Peak District, you're going to want to have a rest. You're not going to want to drive straight back to your location. So I think a 2-day location would be good. So if you're up for it, when the video comes out, get on it. First 10 people get to do it. I'm also talking to the guy who's doing the TheStoneRanger t-shirts tomorrow on the phone. I'm excited about that. Very excited about that. It's I'd like to have one for myself ready for May when I go to the to Halifax. I think that would be nice. My wife even says she wants one. Approval from the wife. I did ask for that in writing. we're making progress. How's it looking? I think I asked that earlier. I don't know if I looked down at the comments to find out. I think we're doing all right. Like I say, I'm not chiseling all this away. Just gone round it now to pop it out a little bit. So what I'm going to do now, starting from around here, I'm just going to start trying to get these edges in. Let's neaten these edges up in here. Let's tidy all this up. Then we'll work on this middle. We'll flatten all this out. And then another video, a little short, me using one of these Joro grinding discs to move this material, neaten it up. Happy with that? 22 thumbs up. That's fantastic. I'm just going to practice what I preach and sharpen the chisel. And the mic's holding up okay. I'm sure I would have been told if it lost, but you all seem to be reacting to when I'm answering questions, so that's good. Oh, what we got? Rudolph. Thank you, Rudolph. Yeah, so this is, I've not done any more from the last stream other than tonight. So we've done all this evening and we've made good progress. We've had a nice chin wag. Well, thanks for dropping by. It's not looking for, I knew what you meant. I do it all the time. I'm dyslexic, so my phone, I start something, my phone changes it and I don't even notice. We've just been talking about dry stone walling lessons in May. Free dry stone walling lessons in May. First 10 people to see the video and sign up get first refusal. Maybe I should offer it to the channel members as a first refusal thing, actually. So I've got 14 channel members who pay 99p to be a channel member. Maybe I should offer it to them first. It feels right, doesn't it? Maybe I'll put it out there. I mean, some of them are in the States, so they're not all going to take it. It's not going to get filled up on there. But if they get first refusal, I don't think anyone would pull their nose up at that. They are channel members. They have paid the 99 pence. What have you been up to today, Rudolph? Anything interesting? I was telling these guys we've been facing some redundancies at work, and luckily it's not me, but 15 of my colleagues proposed to lose their jobs, which is quite sad. So it feels a bit of a negative air about my workplace at the moment at times. Not all the time, but at times there seems to be this little bit of negativity there, which I don't like. So don't forget, I know all of you have got busy lives and you don't always have time to come and watch a guy in the Peak District carving a piece of stone on a Wednesday night. But I will be live every Wednesday night again now. We're settled into the house. So it's 7 till 9 every Wednesday. Just come and have a little chat, drop in, drop out if you're around. It's always nice to see regulars. And if you are wanting to become a channel member, I'm going to stick a link in the community tab. It's 99p and you get first refusal on stuff like the walling we've just decided and the carving lessons. I'm going to be doing some carving lessons, so you get first refusal on them. And then discounts. So Joro are going to offer a discount through the channel. And the channel members will get first dibs on that. Look who it is. Graham, you've stayed awake. Nice to see you. Work a warm-up desk. Nice. I'd love to see some pictures. Very nice. How is Graham? How's life? Whew, fingers are cold. It's highlighted that it's cold out. It's dropped cold out again. Log burners on when I go in, so I'm looking forward to that. And I have this blade of air going across here for the dust, and that really brings a coldness to it. 23 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. Them guys will tell you on who were on earlier, Friday night live fishing channel, which I'm going to go and check out later. Maybe even Friday night. Sea fishing channel. It's no mean feat getting 22 thumbs up or 23 thumbs up on a live stream nowadays. It's not easy, especially on YouTube, because your biggest people are basically TikTok's massive, and you're spreading people around. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Instagram Lives. Did they do a live? I'm not sure. Facebook. So it's not everyone's on one platform. So 22 or 23 thumbs up at present. 24, sorry. 24th Black Lion, there he is. Do you know, I can't remember it. I'm not going to repeat it, but because I can't fully remember it, I wouldn't be doing justice. But your little joke you said to your wife the other day about it made me laugh. I'm trying to remember it, but it definitely made me laugh yesterday. I can't remember it, but do you know the pressure of remembering it is gone even further out my brain. As soon as I saw your name come up, I thought about it. It made me smile, and then I've completely forgot what it was. But It's nice having regulars on steady through the night, people at different time zones, at different points of the evening where they are and what they're up to, dropping in to say hello. It's that's what I like about the Stone Ranger community. People drop in, say hello, and carry on what they're doing. Stick a little thumbs up on there. Tell me what they're doing. Like Rudolph's doing his walnut desk for his son. Brian will have been carving some mushrooms today. We're looking forward to some free dry stone walling lessons coming up very soon in the Peak District in May. People can sign up for. We've got festivals coming up, stone carving festivals, chatting about. It's nice. Wednesday nights, that couple of hours is very nice, even though my fingers are freezing. But we made good progress here, like Rudolph said when he jumped on. You can see the difference. Flooded the garage. It's weather is crazy. So, young girl who works for me as our trainee, she's from Leicester, and I never appreciated how much Leicester is underwater until she started working with me. There's always flooding. She's always showing me pictures of flooding, especially where she lives. There's been some ropey weather around the world. Someone was saying they're booking a holiday to Greece. I said to them, have you not watched the news for the last 3 years? Greece is on fire every summer. One of the guys I worked with was in Greece when it was on fire, and he was a decent distance away from the fires and didn't have to evacuate. But he was sat in his pool, or the pool in the chalet or hotel, wherever they stayed, watching the fire, watching the helicopter go dump in the water. My daughter was in Rhodes with the fires, not last year, year before. Time's a ticking. We're getting towards the end. quite satisfying with the brush. Wow, let me read that again, because 3 feet of water has been -10, -5 to 4. It's been in the 40. Lucky only had 4 inches of water, but your friends had 3 feet of water. Wow. Wow. No wonder the garage is flooded. The workshop. That's crazy. Are you noticing a difference over the last? So in Britain, in the last 10 years, we've had our 10 warmest years. Each consecutive year has been warm on average. The weather patterns are all over. I work with local farmers through work, and they're all saying they're having to adapt, change the seasons, the way they plant, crop rotation. It's all changed. Things flooding, we can go from absolutely throwing it down to blazing heat, but they're like intense little pockets rather than sustained periods. It'll put 2 months worth of rain down in 4 days, and then everything will then dry out intensely and be really hot for a week, and then you'll get something in between. We're not having, the seasons are all over, so your traditional planting seasons are over. We've got birds what were living in the south of the country, up in the north, even coming in from Europe, Central Europe, in this country. Change everything. Things people are growing in the north of the country. I mean, the Peak District is going to have its own wine because it's so warm, and the grapes are just it's just different. At one point, you couldn't get grapes to grow properly to a decent standard, and all of a sudden, there's got vineyards. There's a couple of vineyards I know. So I plant a lot of trees this time of year. Last year I did 15,000. This year, probably more like 6,000 we've got to do this year. And they're saying that when we start buying our trees now, we need to buy them from the south, because by the time they become mature trees, or young mature trees, so like 15 to 20 years from now, them trees need to be able to, diseases what come with warmer climates in trees what are in Europe, they need to be able to adapt. And when they were saying this, I'm thinking they wanted us to buy trees what are used to conditions or come from a stock which is maybe from Cambridge. They're actually talking like central France. So they want us to get trees what are used to and come from an area of central France, which are used to the diseases what you get in that climate, because that is the climate eventually these trees are going to have to live in. I'm not saying it'll be that climate in 20 years, but eventually, as they get fully mature trees, that is the climate they're going to need to be able to adapt to. And if they've already got that in their genes and in their strain, it'll be a lot easier for them. They'll be immune against some of these diseases. Some areas what flood now, to us, I've never seen flood before. I've never seen the river levels that high before, or areas it gets to. And they're like, the rivers will just tickle away at a decent height. So when you get this intense period, if it's like the perfect storm, the rivers are already high, then you get this intensity, boom, it pushes them up so quick and so dramatically that it's causing serious damage. I mean, there's going to be some areas what insurance companies just don't touch. You just won't insure. You won't be able to sell your house. It'll be worthless because you're just getting flooding on flooding. And people want out and want to move, and they won't be able to. They'll be stuck with an asset what's worthless, and it's crazy time, really. So that's me done. I think good time to stop before we start talking too much about climate change. Maybe we'll invite Donald Trump onto the channel. He can tell us about it. So we've had a win with the camera, with the microphone. I'm happy. We've had 24 thumbs up. Happy with that. Plenty of people have been on chatting and interacting with me and everyone else on the channel, which is really nice. We've got some of the stonework done. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm off for some baked apples and custard. One more comment before I go. So just the rain and snow melt. It's mental. It's scary mental, actually. It's fascinating, but it's actually terrifying of where it'll end up. So thanks for that. So next Wednesday, I will see you. Let me turn this around so I can actually talk to you. So next Wednesday, we're going to go 7 till 9 again. It's hopefully you can all join me. I've enjoyed that. It's nice to get back into the routine. And I'll see you all then. Take care.